Hello and welcome to our very first Let's Get Real Somatics Festival live stream. Hello and welcome to our very first Let's Get Real Somatics Festival live stream. All right, so we are definitely live because it's up on my other computer. And I was asking Elisabet if you were going to have any sounds, and it's my computer. Sorry about that.
No, it's your computer, yes.
And it was me on my computer, so we are definitely live on YouTube now. I heard my voice on my other computer. So welcome everybody. I'm Angela McMillan. I'm the founder of the Movement Online Academy, where we're gathering somatics nerds, nervous system enthusiasts, and movement lovers since 2020. Before we dive into today's session, I'd like to take you on a quick tour so you don't miss anything during our festival week. So here we are live on YouTube for Elisabet's lesson. I'm really looking forward to that. So before we go on, I want to take you on a little tour of what the Movement Online Academy looks like on the inside. So here we go. We've got the sorry, someone's having problem. The screen is black? Oh, hopefully we're visible. Let's see. So inside the Movement Online Academy, you go to the events tab, which is the very first tab on the left-hand menu bar. And you can see we've got all the events planned here. The one today with Elisabet is not there anymore because we've already started. Then on Wednesday or Tuesday night for the Americans, very late on Tuesday night for those in the United Kingdom. And then we have the panel discussions next week, and there might be some more surprises come up. So make sure you have your notifications turned on, and you can do that in your profile here by going to your personal settings. We also have a conversation and events area where we can chat and discuss what's going on in between sessions. So that's here in the conversation and events. We've got a discussion thread here. You can click on this area and share what's on your mind. And there's some other people that have been sharing here in the community before. And for accessing the live replays, you go here to the replay section. So inside of there, I'll be putting in the events and replays and unlocking other past events that we've had that I think you might get some value from. One being the presentation Susan Hillier did last year before she is on our panel next week. So I'll be you can catch up with that one. So before I really love you to come and attend and get involved. I'll take that off now. And I will introduce our lovely guest today, Elisabet. Thanks for joining me today, Elisabet.
Thank you.
And this is the first time I'm meeting her. Have you ever felt like your body's carrying tension that you didn't know you had? And no amount of stretching or massages seem to fix it? Well, our next speaker knows exactly why that happens and how to gently unravel those old patterns from the inside. For the past 10 years, myself, Angela McMillan, I've been coaching movement professionals on how to communicate their magic and build thriving communities. As the founder of the Movement Online Academy, I've created a home for thousands of curious minds and somatics practitioners from around the world where we can meet and discuss, as you just saw, the Movement Online Academy. So, fun fact about me is I live in South Australia, the festival state, and I have a weakness for Wonder Woman stuff. So let me introduce now the brilliant, the generous, and endlessly wise Elisabet Bloom. Thanks for joining me, Elisabet.
Thank you for letting me do this.
No problem. So I'm going to set myself up on the floor. Maybe you want to quick chat to the audience about how they might prepare themselves for the lesson, I'm going to mute myself and get ready on the floor over here.
Good, good, good. And I say good morning or good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am Elisabet Bloom from Sweden, not Switzerland. And I am a Johannan Riverand student from his first training in Stockholm, 1986 to 89. He trained me as a trainer, and I have been teaching basic trainings since 1999. And what I want to talk about today is what Johannan told us when we were practicing. He said, you should move like you move in water, not in honey. And this is how you can perceive the tensions in your body, what the nervous system tells you, but you are not aware of and you can't sense it. So it could be a very challenging way for you. So it is about teaching your nervous system to move the body's actions as freely as possible. That is the Feldenkrais method. So you can reduce muscle tension, and your nervous system can adjust to its functional action patterns. Moshe Feldenkrais has developed ingenious movement combinations that correspond to the brain's pattern maps and transmit information to the body's movements, so-called pattern recognition. And now I will just try 20 minutes to see if you can sense something about this. So I want you to lie on your back, on the floor, on a firm support, but it should still feel comfortable. If you feel discomfort in your lower back or any place in your body, try placing something under your head to support. And if that doesn't help, put something under your lower back or bend your legs and rest your feet on the floor. I don't know the audience, but I believe that there could be someone who has never tried an ATM before. So I think it's useful for you to know that the Feldenkrais method respects pain and uncertainty. We are often not aware of how this affects us, as we are raised with the belief that a little pain is tolerable. What makes these actions special is that you don't have a role model to demonstrate them, leaving you to figure out how to perform them independently. This can create uncertainty. The first step is to lie down comfortable. So I think by now you have supported yourself so you feel comfortable. Then it is my responsibility to guide you through the ATM so that you are confident in using it. So, and also, of course, feel free to ask if there are questions that you don't understand. So let's start. So please bend both legs and put the feet on the floor and try to sense that the feet are in line with the lower leg up to the knee, into the hip joints. And now you are going to use your senses, and most of the time, if you are not in the Feldenkrais world, you don't know what it means to use your senses. So a way could be that you close your eyes and you lift your arms towards the ceiling a couple of times, and you sense that you are moving your arms. You don't need to look, you see, you sense that you are moving the arms. That is how you use your senses. So come down, please. And now you put your hands on your pelvic bones, on your left bone and right on your right bone, because now in the beginning, I only want you to sense a movement in the leg. So now you start to move your left leg, the knee a little bit to the left. So take it out a little bit and go back. That is the movement. And now you perhaps you have some pain. So of course, you don't go so far that you sense pain, but with no pain, you sense how far you can come to the left without strain. And so you do this a couple of times to sense, there some strain happens in me. And you also then, by doing this, think about when you start the movement, it's easy. It's like moving in water. But the further you come to the side, it starts to be a little bit sluggish, perhaps. And that is when you start to move in in honey. So when you start to sense this honey coming, you come away from the water and it starts to be sluggish. There you turn and come back. So you listen to this honey when honey starts, and you go back a couple of times. And honey means you start to sense attention. You go back, you do this, and you think tension is honey. And now when you sense this, you know how far you come with the leg out. So you can decide for yourself, okay, I can only move to this point. And if you don't sense it, open your eyes and look at the knee. Where is it in space? Okay, and you come back, and now you do the same to the right side, with the right leg to the right. And you already know now that you start with water and you try to sense when the honey, when you perceive it as honey, and you go back. A couple of times you need that for sensing or for feel for yourself, here is the stop. A couple of times, and then you compare the left leg with the right leg. Is it some difference? Do I come further with the right leg or the opposite? Isn't it that easy to come to the side? And of course, you respect the pain. So if you have pain, you also try to listen to the honey movement instead of going towards the pain. Okay, I think you know something about it. And you come back and stretch out the legs and rest for some seconds. And you just listen to your body if there is some strain, extra strain could happen if you did too much or you sense something in your body. Okay, and now you bend again, both legs. And you start with the left leg again, and you go outward. And when you go to the left, you try to angle the foot. So at the same time you start the movement, you angle the leg, so the foot, so you come on the outside of the foot together with the knee, and you go back again. And you sense, is there a difference? Did you come a little bit further? Or yes, you sense the honey coming a little bit later than before. And now you try really to also synchronize that. The same time you go out with the leg, you turn the foot, so it goes synchronized. And now when you do this, you sense the pelvis. So if you perhaps even come back with your hands on the pelvis, and you sense if you go now to the left with the leg, if there is a movement in the pelvis. Or you go to the honey and sense, does my pelvis move or not? And you do this a couple of times, and perhaps you start to sense your right pelvis starts to move a little bit away from the floor, or small sensation, small movement, and you go back. And now, at least I can see it on Angela, that something happens. So you come to the side, and now you think you use your left leg as a lever to lift the right pelvis. But you don't lift, you let it lift. And of course, you respect the limits, the honey. Come back, don't stay there, come back. And you do this, and the right knee is always towards the ceiling. It doesn't drop. Only the left leg, and you sense, my pelvis follows, and you go back. And next time, don't go so far. Just go to the limit and think about your right knee. And now when you go, you turn your head to the right. And you listen to, now that your leg is coming a little bit further to the side, when you start to let the body help the leg to go to the side. So you come back with the head when the knee is on the top, and when the knee goes out, you turn the head to the right. Try to do it simultaneously and listen to the pelvis lifting on the right side, helping you to come back with the leg, out with the leg, sorry. Okay, it looks really beautiful. And come out with the knee, and simultaneously you lean on the outside of the foot and you turn your head to the right. Okay, come back with the leg and just give both legs some rest. So stretch them out and listen to your body. Now, if there is some difference, if you can sense some difference in your left side, your right side, the legs, or whatever you personally sense. Okay, again, you bend your legs, stand your feet. And now you start with the right leg. So you move only your right leg together with the foot, not with the pelvis, only together with the foot. You go out to the right and you angle the foot simultaneously and listen to how far you come. And always thinking about the honey movement. As soon as you sense the least strain, you go back. A couple of times just to sense how far you come. And if you are not sure, you may look, oh, okay, it goes that far. And you come back. And now you put your hands on your pelvis again, left and right, and you go to the side and you listen if the movement of the pelvis corresponds to your honey movement. Or do you pause the honey movement when the pelvis lifts? Okay, so now you can start. I see you lift, so I can see you can start to think that you use your right leg as a lever to lift the left pelvis. But you don't move your leg so far that you come into honey. So think, yes, my pelvis helps the leg to go to the side without you moving it. You just let it happen. A couple of times. And then you come up with a knee and you start to do 3 things. A knee out, you tilt the foot, and simultaneously you look to the left. And you sense that the whole body helps you to come out to the right with the leg. So you don't do any voluntarily movement. You only sense how the body helps the leg to go to the side. Okay. One more. And you come back. And you stay up there. And you remember, I asked you to only move the leg to the side in the beginning, not to move the pelvis. So now you can compare to move the left leg to the left to compare if you do this in another way now than in the beginning. So is it possible to come a little bit further before you come to honey sensation? And if you can't sense, open your eyes and look if there is a difference. And then you try with your right leg the same to sense if something has happened. You come a little bit further without before the honey movement is there, so you can sense a difference. So what I wanted you to see is that through help of the body, the integration of the body helped you to move your hip joints isolated a little bit more, even if we never do any isolated movement, but for you to sense if something happened in your hip joints. Okay, you may straight out your legs and listen to your body now. If you had some strains in your lower back, if that is something has happened there, that you are coming a little bit closer, if the whole body is closer to the floor. And now you may stand up. The lesson, the 20 minutes are over.
Thank you. I didn't want to get off the floor. How was that for everybody else?
Yes, perhaps someone had fallen asleep.
20 minutes is long enough. I do feel a difference from the start. I do love lessons that let me listen to my hip joints. So thank you very much. And
Thank you.
so yeah, share in the chat now or post in the comments if you are watching the replay. Now, I wanted to let you know that straight after now, if you go into the community and onto the discussions thread, I'm going to post a discussion thread in here for us to comment on and share about our experience. Elisabet, you are in the community, aren't you?
What am I in?
Yes, you're in the Movement Online Academy.
Should I do that?
Oh, if you like, yes, you can come and join us. Yeah.
So then I have to open that one?
I'll take you through that after we end the live stream. I can guide you into the community.
Okay. Yes.
And everyone, we do also have a members hub offer. So what that is, I'll grab the link to share in the chat now, is the Movement Online Academy has a lot of past replays from fireside chats, from festivals. We've actually run 3 festivals in the Movement Online Academy already. So all of that content is inside our members hub. So this landing page will tell you everything that's inside of there. I'll post that in the chat now. So that gives you access to all 3 of our festivals. So here's the members hub on the side of the community. If you open that there, this is where the members hub lives. So we've got fireside chat replays. You get 20-minute movement lessons. So this is where I'll put your lesson, Elisabet, for the members. The replays from our 3 past festivals. So there's a lot of content in there for you to dive into for anyone that wants to take this a little bit further and be part of the community. Elena is in the chat and she says, sensing my limits clearer. I'll bring her comment up. Would you like to share? You know who Elena is, don't you, Elisabet?
She is sensing her limits clearer. Yes, because she knows something about moving in honey and moving in water.
Maybe that might be something of a topic of conversation on your panel discussion next week.
Probably. Yes.
Probably. Lovely. So next week, Elena, Elisabet, Liz, and myself will be having a panel discussion on what really is somatics. And so I'm excited. Do you want to share a little bit of maybe what you and Elena have been talking about, Elisabet, before we end the live video today?
Well, we will talk about my trainings, of course.
Yes. And
also not a lot, but some about neuroscience and how the Feldenkrais method is connected to the new neuroscience. And also about, this honey sensation is about Weber Fechner, that I suppose you know about, and how important it is, because I have experienced Weber Fechner by really doing non-communication where I couldn't talk. I just had to do this non-verbal communication and only use Weber Fechner to see that something happened in the body. So it will be a lot of such things.
Excellent. I'm so excited. We could almost do we could only touch on a few things in an hour conversation, but
I know.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
so
yes.
we have to have you back again. Who knows?
Yes, who knows? Who knows? Yes.
We also have Lavinia Plonka. She's going to teach a live lesson here on this YouTube channel my Wednesday morning, Tuesday night for everyone in the USA. Very late for you, Elisabet. I think maybe you'll watch the replay.
I saw it. That it's late, yes.
And then next week we have the 3 panels, one with yourself, one with Lavinia Plonka, one with Susan Hillier, who is a published researcher in the area of neuroplasticity. So I think that'll be very exciting. She was actually the keynote speaker at the festival last year. That's one of the replays that I'm going to open up from the Members Hub for anyone in the Movement Online Academy to watch before next week. So you'll be able to watch that, Elisabet, in there and see what Susan has to say, Dr. Susan Hillier. She actually lives just down the road from me. I can go and visit her 10 minutes away.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah, so it's lovely. Well, thanks again for joining us. And anyone watching the replay, please type in the comments below, come into the community, and we can continue the conversation. Do you have any last words, Elisabet?
No, only thanking you for being here. It was an experience for me, and I liked it very much.
Oh, good.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, see you. I'll just
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
You can stay there.